Hello, and thank you for being here on day 15 of 30 Days on Womanhood with me, Athena. And I just always have to mention how grateful I am. I am at a point in life where I apologize very minimally unless I genuinely and deeply want to apologize. So I'm not sorry for saying how much I deeply appreciate every view because I mean it. So, on day 15, we are discussing disappointments. That is our word for day 15. Disappointment. Okay? So, first, I just want to start with the fact that we all are going to experience disappointments, even in the smallest ways, period. And when we can say to ourselves, all right, I'm going to learn from this disappointment. I am not going to let it ruin my mood, because there are so many times where I let little things ruin my mood, and I just look back like, why? Why did I do that to myself? But the most beautiful thing is that genuinely I learn from each one of those moments. So my point is mainly that, because I don't like to use destructive words, I like to use encouraging and empowering words, which is even potentially the opposite of what I even want to discuss, because there's a balance in between the opposites, right? But like, instead of fear, I would use bravery, or a million different examples I could give, but that's the best one. And so today I wanted to talk about disappointments, because disappointments will happen along the way, and it's about the way that we handle them, right? So the way that I've handled my disappointments were not always the best. And sometimes those were the biggest moments that I learned from. Was like, oh, that's not the best way to handle it. And that's not the way that I want to continue to handle it in my life. Because I want to represent myself in the most realist way, right? And so for me, the realist way is like me being positive and showing that there's always hope, or there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Because, the fact that if I have a scar right here, it's literally going to heal itself. That is hope. And it just shows in the smallest things, like literally our skin can heal from scars. And because of that, I think that's just one of the smallest ways that the universe is able to show us, like, just how powerful we are, right? It's just powerful to be like, wow, your body can heal itself. And so therefore we can learn from our disappointments. If we put into reference that the scars are disappointments, they can heal. And how can we learn to be more careful with ourselves, with our emotions, with our habits, with our actions? Because as much as we try to say, oh, that's not a problem, if it's becoming a problem, it's something we need to take into consideration. And sometimes we don't fix our problems until they're too late. And that's potentially a disappointment. I always contemplate how deep I want to go into these conversations, how much of my own personal experience I want to put out there. Because sometimes, as much as I may like to discuss these things, I am such a private person. And I'm such a private person because I know that there's levels to being understanding. There's levels to understanding trauma, and there's levels to understanding circumstances, and there's just levels to this ish, right? So I'm very considerate about who I speak to about my experiences in life, because sadly people are just taught to be a little uh, judgmental. And I personally, I like to see things as fresh, new, and like giving people a fresh palette, to start with. But a lot of times when we tell our stories to people, they kind of give you that background and give you those same colors to work with. Like, I don't want to paint with my old colors. I want to paint with my new colors. I don't want to paint with my disappointments. I want to paint with the colors that my disappointments create. Those new colors, those new emotions. Sometimes I'm fearful of those emotions, and that's fine. I will walk in faith and, maybe walk in fear, because fear is the same thing. It's just which direction do you want to go within that fear? It's scary to do new things. It's scary to be vulnerable. It's scary to let your emotions out. It's scary to be honest. But whether you're disappointed or not, there's a lesson in it. When you grow from it, there's a lesson. When you find out that's not the way you want to do it, there's a lesson. When you see other people doing things the way that you do not want to do it, there's a lesson. When you see people doing things the way that gets attention, there's a lesson. We want to always be appreciated. So therefore, when we get more likes, more views, when something's popular, when someone is popular, it's this thing that goes off in our heads that says like, oh, I want to be like too. Maybe I should be like that. But the most powerful thing is being yourself. And it sometimes takes time to create yourself. And just as much as we have beautiful, powerful, incredible accomplishments, we also have to look at the disappointments as just as powerful, because those are the things that we do not want anymore. Those are the ways we do not want to feel anymore. And when you know what you don't want, it makes a clearer line of what you do want. And so for me, I have learned that throughout my disappointments, I've learned what I don't want and what I do want. I've learned what I don't want so much that I am so clear on what I want. And therefore the universe, God, can bring it to me so much easier. And also, therefore, I can appreciate it when I get it. Okay? Because, see, appreciation is huge, but that's another day. Okay? And today is day 15, and we're talking about something else. So, I am so grateful for everyone being here. I am so thankful to be able to do this. This is also such a therapeutic series for me, being able to release all of these emotions and thoughts and feelings and perceptions. It's amazing. So thank you so much for being here with me. Blessings beyond measure. I send love and light to you and your family, you and your loved ones, you and your friends. I send love and light to me and my family and my loved one and my loved one, my loved ones. Can we say the word all the way through? Thank you. So thank you so much for being here. I'm so grateful, and Blessings, and I will see you tomorrow. Blessings beyond measure. You are powerful. You are strong. You are beautiful. You are amazing. You are one of a kind. Take care of yourself. And we'll talk about that another day. We're almost halfway there, y'all. What you mean? Blessings. Always.